Well, welcome back to on the rest of my and to another edition of AEW Collision Out of 10. And Joe, after winning the blind eliminated tag team tournament last week, Alan and Cole and MJF got their shot at FTR for the tag titles. Andrade continued his feud with the House of Black as he battled Buddy Matthews. Kira Hogan battled Mercedes Martinez and much more. So let's get straight into things, and we start things off with Andrade versus Buddy Matthews in a ladder match for Andrade's title master. The two are both very athletic and very aggressive wrestlers, so this is a competitive encounter from the moment the bell rang. Made good use of ladders and several other weapons from under and around the ring to inflict as much damage as possible. Julia Hart helped handcuff Buddy to low to the ropes, but he was able to fight them off and take the key from Hart to escape. He locked Matthews in the cuff and threw the key in the crowd. Ending with Andrade pushing Julia off the ladder and into Buddy's arm through a table, allowing Andrade to take down the mask and claim victory. This is fun from top to bottom and was a conclusive, exciting finish. So yeah, 7 out of 10 from me. This was good stuff. Andrade finally getting the push he deserved. And yeah, like I say, a really solid match. And I don't think this feud is over as well. Potentially you can see it all in a slash out. But moving on then to Darby, as he took an unknown opponent. It turned out to be Minoru Suzuki. Alan attacked Suzuki before he got into the ring to initiate firing. So the ref tried and failed to keep things under control, but they eventually got into the ring anyway. Suzuki began focusing on Alan's tape ribs by targeting all of his offense there and ripping off the protective bandages. Alan got what might call an upset win, and when he reversed submission hold into a pin to keep Suzuki down for a 3 count. This was a fun little match with some good physicality, and occasionally Tsurusa appeared on the screen to taunt the winner, of course with that match coming up at All Out. So yeah, this was good stuff, I have to say. I think, yeah, big win for Alan, of the calibre of Suzuki, building up to that TNT title match. I'm already slowly building up to that, still plenty of time to go. So yeah, this was good stuff, 7 out of 10 from me. And fresh off his match with Pac on Dynamite, Gravity then made his Collision debut, this time facing ROH TV champion Samoa Joe. The High Flyer did get a little offense in, but this ended after a win for Joe in just a couple of minutes. This was short, but it did a good job, kind of making Joe look strong, and yeah, that's the point of this match. I guess Gravity's kind of there just as a bit of an enhancement competitor, at least at the moment, despite its score look and everything like that. So yeah, it gets 6 out of 10 from me. I mean, yeah, kind of built Joe up, but does Joe really need building up? I don't think so. So yeah, it kind of was just there without too much to it, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, moving on into the next match, and that was the Gunz and Juice Robinson taking on Vikingo, Martin and Andrade. CM Punk came out after break to give an interview to Tony Schiavone before that. He said he wants to talk about the things no one else wants to mention. He pulled his AEW World title out of the bag for nobody and said nobody's ever replaced them. He then spray paint X over the world title and gave his infamous line about being straight edge and better than you. Starks came out and said he is the face of Collision and deserves that title because he beat twice. This was a great promo exchange and a great way to set up their first match. And yeah, Punk's coming after MJF sooner rather than later, and yeah, I think it set it up really nicely. Great little promo ball between the two of those. But anyway, back to the match, and it was a fast-paced bout with some fun double and triple team spots from both teams. There wasn't much of a story here, so we simply booked a showcase match, showcase all 6 talents, and Gunn and Robinson scored the win by pinning their opponents. And yeah, it was a really fun match, I have to say. Exactly what you want on something like nothing too big. So yeah, get 7 out of 10 from me. But moving on then to the women's division match, and yeah, as ever, it kind of was just in the slot before the main event. So yeah, it was Kira Hogan versus Mercedes Martinez. Martinez attacked Hogan to get the action started, and the former baddie immediately found herself on the defensive. The former ROH Women's Champion then used her size and power to dominate a smaller opponent before Hogan tried to make a comeback, but Mercedes was able to regain control with a swinging neckbreaker. They had 2 segments to work out on physical match. They ended with Martinez scoring a submission win with a surfboard into a dragon sleeper. Chris Statlander ran down to make sure Martinez released the hold, but ended with getting taken out with a clothesline. Martinez then received the TBS title until Willow made the save. And yeah, this gets a 5 out of 10 from me. I don't know, there was some storyline attached to it, but at the same time, yeah, I don't know, it just kind of felt relatively inconsequential, especially towards the stuff that we just seen with Punk, stuff coming up in the main event as well. So yeah, it gets a 5 out of 10 from me. It was then main event time, FTR versus Adam Cole and MJF for the tag titles. Cole and Harwood started for their teams with a respectful but physical exchange. When it was MJF's turn in the ring, he tried to fake a leg injury, but became his hallmark in the storyline. MJF tried to act like a heel here and there for the most part, but Cole was working a cohesive unit. AEW has a reputation for itself as a home of great tag wrestling, and this match definitely fell into that perception. The action was high energy and near falls were convincing. There were a few moments when it felt like MJF and Cole were going to win and the crowd was buying it. After a series of counter finishing moves, Harwood ended up rolling MJF up for the win. As soon as it happened, MJF looked upset with himself for losing. Cole turned his back and gave MJF a chance to turn on him, but MJF didn't do it. They hugged and MJF cried about having a friend. Who would have thought it would end this way? But yeah, it was just brilliant storytelling. It gets an 8 out of 10 from me. FTR retaining titles, to be honest, I've kind of always seen them lose it, but MJF not turning like everyone expected, and it keeps the storyline going, which is definitely the highlight of AEW at the moment. And it kind of begs the question, where's it all going to end? And this was such good storytelling. I think a really, really good way to do it. So yeah, it gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Overall, AEW Collision gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I thought this was a really good episode of Collision, I have to say. The main event was obviously outstanding. And yeah, first match, well, Bunny and Andrade was a really, really entertaining match. So a lot going on the show that, made it really, really entertaining, I thought. A few little bits that could be ironed out. The CM Punk stuff was very interesting too. But yeah, on the whole, a really good episode of Collision. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Next time, daily wrestling news. Subscribe for the channel, greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.